Hi, welcome to your practice. This will be an evening wind down practice. So when it's been a hot, long day or you spent some time in the sun and you feel like you need to cool the body down in preparation for sleep, we're just going to move nice and slow. We're going to start in a child's pose. So separate your knees wider than your hips and bring your toes to touch. Extend your arms forward, let your forehead come down towards the earth. And just let this be your first place of landing, the first place of settling in. And you might just kind of rock the hips side to side, see if you can nuzzle them back just slightly towards your heels. And then settle back into stillness and maybe creep the fingertips a little bit more forward as you come back to the midline. On both sides of the waist long. Take a quiet breath in. And a slow breath out. And lift up onto your fingertips and walk both hands over to the right side. And you can place your left hand on top or closer to your right hand and just draw the left outer hip back. Feel the left side body lengthen. A couple of slow breaths here. And then come back to the midline and walk all the way over to the left side now. And you might place right hand closer to or on top of left and feel the right side body lengthen. And feel yourself get more spacious. And quiet breath in. And quiet out. And come back to the midline, come back to symmetry, and maybe creep your hands even further forward this time and see if you can feel how much length you've created just with a little bit of side bending, usually pretty cooling, pretty calming. And when you're ready, come on up to an all-four position. So bring your wrists beneath your shoulders and your knees beneath your hips and just start to roll the spine. So let the tail lift, the belly drop, and the heart lean forward. Keep the neck long. And exhale, flatten your feet round your spine and draw your chin to your chest. So you're moving super slow. Let the belly drop, the toes tuck, and your heart lean forward. And as you exhale, flatten your feet round your spine and draw your chin in to your chest. Good again. Inhale, belly drops, heart lifts. And as you exhale around your spine, chin to chest, arm through the back. Good, come back to a neutral spine. You're going to send your right foot back just slightly and tap the right toes down and just start to push out through the back of the right leg, maybe making a little more space in the calf, in the hamstring, potentially depending on your body. And then from here, you can bring the right foot over towards the left side. Good, now creep the right hand forward of the left and then over to the left and see if you can feel your whole right side body get long. And just take a breath in. And a breath out. And plant the right hand down. Tap the right knee behind the left knee, so you've got a cross at the knees. And just start to sit back into your hips. The left knee will lift, and you might just find this little Gomukhasana-like shape, just an opening through the outer hips. A little pulse backwards and forwards. And then that unravel, take the left knee down, take the right knee down, and just cat-cow one time, drop the belly, lift the heart. And round your spine, chin to chest. And back to neutral. Left foot goes back in space, tap the toes, and just start to push the left heel more back, and see if you can feel the back of the leg get a little stretchy, a little more spacious. And still you're breathing slowly and quietly. Lift the left foot up, take it over to the right side. Left hand forward and then over to the right side, and You lengthen your left side body now for 3. For 2. And 1, good. When you're ready, you can plant your left hand back and cross your left knee behind your right knee. And then start to push your hips back in space. The right knee might be the one that lifts, and you just start to pulse out through the hips just a little bit. Just feeling the back of the outer hips, probably, more likely. The outer hips start to get a little more spacious. Take 1 more breath in and out. And come back forward, unravel the knees and go cow pose on the breath in. And chin to chest as you round on the breath out. When you're ready, come back to all fours, and you're just going to step your right foot outside your right hand. Now, if you have blocks, as I do, you could put one hand on each block, or you could just have your hands on the mat. Good, let the pelvis go heavy and stay upright with me today, and just let the pelvis be the heavy point. My right foot is flat on the mat, my right toes are facing forwards. And I like to untuck my left toes, let the left knee rest down. If you need a blanket under your left knee, of course you can, and breathe just here for 3. Good, let the pelvic floor be soft and open for 2. And 1, pull both hips back in space and flex your right toes. So the right foot is out wide of the right hand, and you just pull the hips back. You might get this in the back of the right leg or the inner right thigh. You can, soften the bend in the knee a little if that helps you kind of find a little more ease here. It doesn't need to be too big of a stretch. We're just opening up space. And the forward fold is usually pretty calming. This is a forward fold by definition. And take 1 more slow breath in. And out. Come forward, rebend the right knee, and then heel toe the right foot across and down to the left side. Find a pigeon pose on the right side. Walk the left knee back. Be upright just for a moment. Find a bit of length, and then keep the length as you walk forward. You can come down to blocks. You can come down to forearms. If you have a bolster or a cushion around, you could put your head on a bolster. Right, and we're not kind of working too hard here. The intention is to prepare you for rest, to prepare you for laying on your body, laying on your back and going towards sleep. And these little moments of quietness before you rest, this kind of transitional space, so it's not like active bright lights and screens and socializing and then you lay on your bed and expect your body to sleep. Instead, you give yourself these transitionary periods where you keep the lights low, you take the screens away, even though I know you're using a screen. Here, you're not looking at it, right? You're not like engaging as much as you are just kind of listening, hopefully. This signals to the body that the time for rest is coming. Take 1 more breath in. Breath out. Press into the hands, lift up. Step back to an all-4 position. If you need a little cat-cow, you can. Otherwise, any free movement, any wriggles, child's pose is also very welcome. When you're ready, you're going to step your left foot outside your left hand. If you have blocks or something similar, right? They can be books, they can be, I've used water bottles before, like anything that lifts the hands or makes more length in the arms will work here. You're going to stay upright. My left foot is down, my left toes facing forward, and right toes untucked or tucked. It doesn't really matter. And just let the pelvis be the heavy point. Right, so by staying upright, we're getting into the psoas muscle. So you might be able to feel it on the front of the right hip. It's this hip flexor, this deep internal muscle that goes from the base of your diaphragm through your pelvis into your inner thigh. And it's a very deep muscle, and it's very much related to our nervous system, in particular our fight or flight response, right? Hip flexors are used for running. And so when we get activated, when we get anxious or in our sympathetic response, it can make the hip flexors tense up. So just spending a bit of time before bed opening the hip flexor will usually kind of remind the body that we are safe, everything is okay, and maybe we are a little more free to rest. Set the back knee back, flatten the back foot and pull your left leg towards straight. Again, blocks might be useful here, and you're just letting the left inner thigh open now. And this forward fold gets you out of the hip flexor, and we're using the shape more for its energetic outcome. A forward fold is usually pretty calming. Another signal to the body that we are leaning towards rest. Good. When you feel ready, start to rebend the left knee and heel toe the left foot across and under to the right side. Plant the left knee down. Stay up long enough just to lengthen your spine and then walk forwards. We don't want to back bend. We don't want to be kind of too much in the accelerating effect of a back bend. We want to stay down in the slow, low, long held shapes of forward folds. And ideally in this shape, you're looking for something in the outer hips, particularly your left outer hip. But if you don't get it, don't stress, right? As long as it's not painful on the knee or the hip, you're good. If it is painful, I would recommend coming out and coming onto your back. Right, I didn't demo this first side, but if pigeon is not possible for you, come onto your back. Put the left ankle on the right knee, and you might just kind of hold the back of the right thigh. You're also welcome just to let the hip open like this. Good, but if you're with me in the kind of, I suppose, more traditional, use that word loosely, pigeon pose, and just take for another slow breath in. And slowly out, and then you press into your hands. Step back to your all four position. A little bit of release through the hips, a little bit of movement. And then you're going to come forward onto your belly. So lay forward and down. And you can stack your hands one on top of the other and let your forehead rest. And just take a few breaths that go right down into your belly and see if you can sense the belly pressing against the mat. And sense how that opens up your back body. And just feel the weight of your body resting. And then draw your heels in by bending your knees. And just start to let the knees rock from side to side, the feet rock from side to side. And just let the low back release. Good, and then let the legs go long once more and just settle. And when you're ready, flip over. And this is where your prop will be necessary. So if you have a cushion, if you have a block, if you have something, you can use a bed pillow or 2 bed pillows. If you don't have anything, that's fine. If you have nothing, just lift your legs up into the air. If you have something like a prop, you're going to lift your hips up, slide your prop underneath your pelvis. So think about the whole pelvic bowl being supported. And then you're going to lift your legs up from here. And this before bed is so nice just to drain the lymphatic fluid. You could give your ankles a little rock, a little roll from one direction and then maybe the other. Take your time. If you really want to kind of increase the inversion benefit and help the blood travel back to the vital organs, you can lift the arms up and roll the wrists as well. Right, and this just encourages blood flow back to the vital organs in your belly and your heart. I know when the body is in its parasympathetic response, the place where we rest and we heal and we digest, the blood is mostly resourced around the belly and the chest, so reproductive organs, digestive organs, important organs like your heart and your kidneys and your lungs. And conversely, when we are stressed out, when we're in fight or flight, whether that's because of work or because of life circumstance or because there is a wild animal chasing us, your body doesn't really know the difference, right? But when we're in that reactive response, the blood moves more to the extremities, to the legs and the arms. So this just gently, kind of intentionally encourages blood flow back to the place, and we almost reverse engineer our way into parasympathetic. Take 3 more breaths. And be still for the last couple of breaths. And then lower the arms if they're lifted, bend the knees, lower the knees, lift the hips, slide the block or prop out, and make your way down onto your back. If you would like to rest in Shavasana before you go to bed, you can, but it might feel nice just to head straight into your bed. You might like to go and find the place where you rest. And hopefully lean into a good night's sleep.